And to get on some insights, Dr. Aruna Kulatunga is joining us live from Colombo. He's a political analyst and former advisor to the Ministry of Primary Industries from Colombo. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. All right, I was just looking at a few comments coming in by the new Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, and about 6 months ago, before the elections, she made a statement, and I want to quickly quote her. She had said, "We want a government that addresses the crisis, but also one that addresses the causes of the crisis, even if that needs a systemic overhaul." How optimistic are you about this systemic overhaul?
It all depends on the outcome of the election. Before I continue answering that question, I have some doubt about the parliament being dissolved today, because there seems to be a slight constitutional imbroglio at the moment where the Prime Minister, that is Dr. Harini, has to have it's called the confidence of the parliament to hold the post of Prime Minister. So I think the parliament may have to be convened. At the moment, it is on holiday, as they call it. It's not meeting at the moment, so it may have to be convened, and then a vote to be taken before she is confirmed in her post. So, and again, until she is confirmed in her post, also the cabinet cannot be official, because again, the constitution says the president can only appoint the cabinet with the concurrence of the Prime Minister. So both those things are slightly doubtful. So unless the other parties have already agreed and given something in writing or something like that, I'm not so sure, because information is very scarce at the moment. So having said that, we have to wait for the election and to see whether NPP can gain majority of the parliament. Now there's a question mark again, because at the moment what they have is, President Dissanayake has 42% of the vote, or slightly less than that, whereas the other two center-right parties have almost 60% of the vote. So if they get together and contest the parliament, I think, which may happen, there won't be a majority for the NPP in the parliament. That is going to be a problem.
Dr. Kulatunga, since you say that, the two other major parties have also extended their congratulations to Dissanayake and also said that we will do everything to cooperate. Are you saying that you're not optimistic about that kind of cooperation?
Politics is politics. Public relations is a different thing. So when it comes to real politics, I doubt very much that that cooperation would be extended.
All right, you make an interesting point. We're also expecting the president to sit down with the IMF, and just today we heard the IMF also congratulating the latest president of Sri Lanka and also saying that they are ready to discuss a rescue plan, as they call it. How optimistic are you about that?
I'm very optimistic, simply because the team that actually negotiated with the IMF is still in place. So Central Bank Governor Nandalal, the Finance Secretary, been reappointed as Finance Secretary. Most of that team is still in place. So as far as the IMF negotiations are concerned, as far as negotiations with the ISB holders are concerned, I think that will continue as is. There's a slight dip in the market confidence. So the bonds actually fell down today, but that's a temporary dip. So I don't have too much of a worry about that. IMF is ready to negotiate with the new government, and they have been talking to Mr. Dissanayake and his team for some time now. Every time they do come into their periodic visits to Sri Lanka, they also met with him. So that dialogue has been going on for some time.
All right, Dr. Kulatunga, thank you so much for joining us in WION and getting us your insights. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
You too. Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.